So whatever happens this week, it'll be new blood versus old blood, because in the second game that we're going to talk about this week are the Bucs versus the Packers, where Tom Brady, the all-time greatest of any sport. That's kind of controversial. I don't know.
That is controversial.
Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, man, they go there. That's close.
If Brady wins this one, then I think you have a very, very good point.
Yeah. So it'll be him versus the MVP, Aaron Rodgers, who has some alarming stats against the opposing organization in Tampa Bay. Rodgers is 0-4 against Bruce Arians and has 6 TDs with 5 interceptions and 54% completion rate, with a 1-2 against teams with Todd Bowles. Now, Tampa Bay, they also beat Green Bay 38-10 when they ran all over Green Bay in the regular season. So the spread actually favors Green Bay by 4. Over-under is going to be 51. It's not going to be, it's going to be decent. But I don't know, man. I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not either. I just, the big issue for Green Bay is stopping the run. The one thing that the Bucs can do very well is run the ball. With Fournette, with Ronald Jones, you could say, and as well, Green Bay runs the ball well. Yes, they do. Tampa Bay is very good at stopping the run. In fact, now they get, I believe his name is Vita back, who's the D lineman, who's only going to help with the D line and shoring up that run defense. Yeah, Vita Vieira. So he'll be playing back. He's a huge run stopper for them in the middle. And you could come back and say, well, we signed Snacks Harrison. Yeah, but Snacks is done. Let's just be honest. That's why you have multiple teams cutting him. Was retired while he was on the practice squad of the Seahawks. So I don't want to hear any of that crap. But yeah, I just think with Brady, how he's throwing the ball, and don't get me wrong, Rodgers and LaFleur, and how much I just pumped them up with Devontae Adams, Lazard, they're playing unbelievable. Robert Tonyan. I think the run game of the Bucs is the one deciding factor here. I think it was that in that the 1 week that they played when it was 38-10. Ronald Jones, I believe, had a 95-yard touchdown, a long one there on the ground. So just those two alone from the standpoint of the running game and a little bit of the defense, the back end of the Tampa Bay Bucs defense is playing pretty well, as you saw against Breeze, and obviously Breeze is on the downhill. But I liked how Winfield Jr. played for them. And then we had their corners who was playing up press man. I love to see them come and double team Devontae Adams and then make someone else beat them over the top if that's a Lazard or so forth. But Bucs run game, I think, is the difference here. So I'll take, I believe it's the +4.
Yes.
But since I'm a betting man, I'm going to say Bucs win this outright. So if I had to bet this, right, money line on Bucs for our sake, for the sake of the podcast, I'll take the +4. And then if you're really a risky man, you want to parlay both of those money lines, that being the Bills money line and the Bucs money line together in a parlay.
Not a bad parlay. Yeah, I would take that as well. All right, Vince, thanks for barreling through without any front teeth, man.
Yeah, sorry for the lisp, and we're putting the mic right where the teeth are missing. So
yeah,
just making sure that no one's going to be too scared of what's happening.
Yeah.
Certainly, I look in the mirror every morning. I'm in shock. So we'll be back sooner than later with some teeth.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cut this up. We'll send it out to you, so you can send it to Patrick Mahomes and say, "Hey, listen, if I can barrel through this podcast without any front teeth, you can play right now with a questionable toe and questionable brain, I guess."
Yeah, just everyone get ready for one of the best weekends of football. Do not miss this.
Yep.
Clear your Sunday. One last thing before we get out of here. I've been experiencing this whole thing around boredom. And I think everyone else has too, just in regards to what you can do and what you can't do. And I'm finding a new sense of boredom, which is becoming problematic and probably not mentally healthy. The one thing I do look forward to is simply the games on Sunday. And I think these games for a lot of people mean more than just the football, right? It's a sense of escape of reality. It's a sense of having something different to actually change it up and actually give us a little bit of faith. So to see these players, Mahomes and Josh Allen, be, how young they are, being how good they are, and then you see not that Rodgers is old, but he's 35, and then see the 43-year-old Tom Brady doing what they do. It just is kind of that little lifeline that we all need to continue on pushing, to see how these guys day in, day out do it without seeing their families, giving up all they do, and taking on, the areas and issues of COVID and still battling for championships. It's just another great thing for all of us to look at and take advantage of, for us to as well escape some reality. So enjoy Sunday, and hopefully you can find something else to do and not have the situation of boredom hit you.
Well said. Well said, man. And it's also something to think about, where you see Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers play. You kind of get a little nostalgia and a good feeling about how it used to be. And then you can tune into the Bills versus the Chiefs and see these two exciting new quarterbacks and get excited for the future. So it's going to be a good weekend. I think it's going to be a good weekend, especially since, you start seeing these games with more and more fans attending the games. You can hear the actual chants of the crowd in the background now. I think this is reining in a new era of normalcy, and I'm excited to watch them too, man. So
yeah, the handing of the guard of the NFL, right? It's the Brady
of a new
Rodgers
age.
have more years, but they're handing it over to Mahomes and Josh Allen. So really cool, and I think it fits perfect for the time we're in.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thanks a lot, Vince, and thanks to our listeners and viewers, all one or two of you. Appreciate you. And again, please subscribe, hit like, and all those things, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.